What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. And my camera's in the wrong spot, so I'm gonna move it. Pardon the motion sickness. Now it's in the right spot, but it's crooked and covered. That feels better. Everybody happy with that? I think that's what we're going with. Sweet. What's going on, E? Byron, DDC, the Dapes. I don't know how to say your name. Olalwai. Vincent, all the friends. It's about to go down. It's about that time. In a minute, I'm gonna need me up. Feeling fluffy in my Balenciaga. Everybody wanna party, cause bad bitch. Cause I've been down for way too long. I'm gonna be like, this is in my cup. Chris, did I know that Jason David Frank, who played the Power Ranger Tom Oliver, passed away? Yes, the green Power Ranger passed away. I'm really bothered by the camera at the moment, in case anybody didn't notice. It's about that time. In a minute, I'm gonna need me up. Do we like that? I don't know. I don't know what I like anymore. It's about that time. In a minute, I'm gonna need give Cavill a role. Sure, he can play in my movie if he wants. So, fun fact, guys, my uncle went to high school with Henry Cavill because he's from the same island off the coast of France and England where my entire family lives. My dad grew up on that island, and he's the same age as my uncle. They went to school together. Little fun fact for you. Oh, man, what's going on, everybody? What are you guys most excited about? Because let me tell you something about this week. It was full of news. Absolutely heavy laden with updates, plot leaks. DC is, oof, they doing some crazy stuff. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited about it. Marvel. We've heard plot leaks for the Marvels. We've heard plot leaks for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're talking about Silver Surfer's going to be involved in the Fantastic Four movie reboot. Just so many exciting things. How do I feel about James Gunn rebooting DCEU? I've been saying for a while I needed DC to completely reboot, so I'm happy with it. I think people need to chill out. All of a sudden, you know, people won't go and pay tickets to watch the movies, and everybody want to talk crap about DC. But the second somebody say, you know what, you're right, let's start over, everybody want to start complaining and saying, hashtag fire James Gunn. Like, you guys just like to complain. Not you people, but what? That kitty over there mowing. So it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, everybody, James Gunn's so terrible, because we've all been sitting here this whole time saying we wanted a reboot. I do videos about DC and Marvel, probably the good majority of my channel. I talk about other things, but the majority of what we talk about here on the channel will be DC and Marvel. And every time I do a DC video, there's always somebody sitting there going on and on about how, hey, we need to, what's going on? Say hi. You want to say hi? You're a pretty kitty, aren't you? You're a pretty kitty. Anyway, oh, nobody cares about DC. Nobody cares about DC. Now, somebody's gone and gotten in charge. They've had successful DC movies. There's no question. Suicide Squad, not the best movie ever created by DC, but definitely up there. A lot of fun. Had all of the elements very well. Then Peacemaker came out. Everybody loved Peacemaker. I don't think I heard a single bad thing about Peacemaker. In fact, people were saying Peacemaker is one of the most successful superhero series ever created. That's what people have been saying. So the same guy that made those two projects comes in and says, you know what, I'm in charge of DC now. I'm captain now, co-captain now. We have to give Peter Safran his due credit. But James Gunn rolls in and says, you know what, let's give the people what they want. The DCEU was a failure. There's no traction. Actors have come and gone. Directors have come and gone. Ideas and story directions have come and gone. It's sad because we're going to lose out on some characters we really like, but let's start over. And now everybody wants to yell at him. Oh, James Gunn getting rid of Henry Cavill. Like, he was a pawn. Like, he was used by other people to try to get hype for DC. Nobody was sitting there at DC like, man, we really need to do Henry Cavill well, we need to give him due justice and bring him back. He was kicked out years ago. It's not like, oh, all of a sudden DC's being mean to Henry. Like, they've been this whole time. So I don't understand it. Epiphany, how you doing? The Dapes, how you doing? Welcome back. I guess I'm the only one that didn't like Peacemaker. And that's fine if you didn't like Peacemaker, Celine. A lot of people didn't. Zero issues. But among consensus, if you get 100 fans in a room and said, what did you think about Peacemaker? More of them liked it than A, didn't, and B, any other DC project that has come out in a very long time. Peacemaker was a very specific show, and it wasn't for everybody. And it doesn't have to be loved by everybody. And the other thing is, James Gunn isn't going to be directing everything. So his personal flair and the way he does it isn't going to be the highlight of all DC either. He is going to be combining the pieces. He's going to be the proverbial Kevin Feige, giving direction, saying, this is what needs to happen, now go make a movie. The TAC 3000 says, I love your takes, pretty much agree with all of them. Well, thank you. But you also don't have to like me. It's okay if we disagree with things, and there's always people. Disagreement is one of the most uncomfortable things in the world, I think. It used to be public speaking, but now I think it's disagreement. People don't like to disagree with other people. They feel like if I don't agree with you, we have to dislike each other. If you guys, not the TAC 3000 because he agrees with me, but anybody else doesn't agree with me, like Celine with the Peacemaker, that's completely fine. It's in our individuality that we become original and we create a society that isn't a bunch of monoplexed robots. So I'm completely fine with that. I just like respect, and we should all respect each other. Absolutely. I was a Power Ranger fan growing up 1000%. I can't say I've continued to be a Power Ranger fan, but we'll see what happens moving forward. I heard about a Power Ranger cinematic universe, but somebody said Gunn had to do the hard reboot with new actors, but general audiences will never give DC a chance if they keep seeing the same actors, same role. They'll think it's the same old DCEU. 100%, Lennox. And, you know, James Gunn went in. They got everybody in. He had Henry Cavill come in. They had a chat face-to-face. He said, look, we're done. It's not working. We need to start over. And that's what Henry Cavill said. And it was a very professional. And, yes, he did get kind of screwed over. He left one job to come to another job that he then got fired from before it even started. Rough. But, you know, he's a billionaire actor. He'll be okay. Maybe not a billionaire, but he's a multi-million-dollar, super famous actor. He'll find other stuff. He'll be okay. Is it a slap in the face? Is it potentially embarrassing? Absolutely. But he'll survive, you know? And I'm saying that as a fan of Henry Cavill and what he's done. It's not the end of his career because of what's happened here. And to be honest, I think he needed to step away from Superman. I think we're getting to the point now where we needed something different. He gave it his best, and it wasn't even his fault that the franchise failed. It was writers, directors, storylines, other actors around him that quit and didn't do a good job. I think it was his time to move on anyway. So I think this will ultimately end up being a positive thing for him. At least Black Adam and Cavill should have been considered. Yeah, but you can't keep some. That's the thing. You can't keep some, and I completely agree with that. You either do it or you don't. You know, you got to wholesale the whole thing. You know, this isn't buy one, get one. This is, okay, we're going to start over. They're going to run the course. They're going to let the movies that are out go up and go live. They're going to start the new plans. They're going to finish the DCEU with the Flash movie, whether that means they make some changes or they don't. And that's going to be it. You know, it doesn't need an ending because it never really had a beginning, if you honestly think about it. The DCEU never even truly started. It was just a bunch of solo film projects that tried to connect at one point, didn't do a good job with that. They went off and did their own things. And that's okay, you know? Well, Black Adam is gone too. Did you guys not hear that news? Sorry, I didn't read the question. Antonio Lopez says, it doesn't make sense Henry Cavill is not Superman anymore because he was in Black Adam. The Rock unfollowed Black Adam on Instagram and Twitter yesterday. Think about how much The Rock has been hyping up Black Adam. It's streaming on HBO Max today. Have you seen a single thing from him about that? No. He's done. He's not going to be Black Adam anymore. It's a really, really hard situation. He spent 12 years preparing for this role. He put the entire thing on his back. He fronted the money for a lot of it with his own production studio. He's done. It's over. Because The Rock and all of this was pre-James Gunn. The Rock is who brought Henry Cavill back. 100%. The Rock wanted to be James Gunn. The Rock wanted to be president of DC, and he wanted to push forward the narrative. He wanted to be a player manager. He wanted to be in charge and be inside. And he wanted to go up to Warner Brothers Discovery and say, look what we've created. Look what we've done. We've gotten all this excitement for Black Adam. Henry Cavill's back. I did that. I want to be in charge. Shortly after, James Gunn was hired. Peter Safran was hired. And that was where the big confusion and juggling started. Now, James Gunn still had MCU stuff to deal with, so they waited. And here we are now with these updates. Wonder Woman's gone. Patty Jenkins is gone. This is the last Aquaman movie. Shazam's done. Everybody is done. The Rock is done as well. That's just the way it is. Whether you like The Rock, whether you don't like The Rock, whether you liked Black Adam or you didn't like Black Adam, it wasn't him. You sent me a message earlier. You'll just have to repeat it. I didn't see it. Gal Gadot, done. Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins have both put out letters before Henry Cavill saying goodbye. And thank you. It's over. We're moving on. You know, if you look at the thumbnail, I'll pull it up here. Let me see. I'm going to have to add a thing. If you give me half a second. Add a source. Let's do screen capture. No, I want to do... add a source. Screen capture, add source. Desktop 2. Done. Let me minimize this. Yeah, let her out. And let's pull up, just so you can see it. Let me pull up now. Files. iCloud Drive. CCU thumb. Here we go. This is the new logo for DC. DC Studios. It's there. It's out. It's official. I guess it's not official just yet, but it is out there now. People are starting to wear merch with it who work with the company. It's done. It's a good thing. I understand the contention. I understand why people are upset, but this is a good thing for DC. Nobody will change my mind about it. I've been saying it for years. We go find the live stream during the last DC Superdome or whatever they called it back then. And I literally sat there the whole time saying, reboot it, reboot it, reboot. They kept trying to save it. It is done. The current iteration of Shazam is a joke. Well, the current iteration of Shazam is also over. So it doesn't matter. All of your complaints, all of everything that everybody's been saying this whole time about why they don't like... Sorry, I'm messing with my computer stuff. About why they don't like DC and how it's fallen off and how it's not been done properly. It's all done now. It's all gone away. So you don't need to worry. Problem has been fixed. No, I didn't see your fan casting. Feel free to throw it back up. Changes are hard. Absolutely, Celine. But I think that this is one that is too far too late. Too little too late. It's time to move on. And it's going to be a good thing ultimately. They're already announced one Superman movie that James Gunn has currently been writing and looking for a director for. And we're going to be getting a lot more information from James Gunn and Peter Safran in the beginning of January. So if you are a big DC fan or you wanted to be a DC fan and you want something outside of Marvel to enjoy, because let's be honest, Marvel is falling into this repetitious state. And although Phase 5 is about to be bonkers, people do need something else. You need that competition to continue to drive the best possible options. And I think that's just the facts. People don't hate on James Gunn so much that he just quits and decides it's too much. Nah, he knew what he was getting into. He knew exactly what he was getting into when he started all of this, right? So there's no question. Are they scrapping The Flash? No, they're not scrapping any of the projects that are going out. So 2023, as of right now, because this could change, we're still getting Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, and The Flash movie. They're still coming out. Blue Beetle, I think, is still coming out. But they're going to be starting over. Have I seen Avatar? I have not seen Avatar yet. I was actually invited to the red carpet event, but it overlapped when I was on my vacation. So I went away for Christmas with my family, and they overlapped, so I went with my family instead of the event. I have not seen Avatar yet. I probably, to be completely honest with you, will wait until it's out of theaters. I don't think I'll probably go see it in theaters, but we will see. Cosmic Culture. Scott Eastwood as Captain Atom and Austin Butler as Green Arrow. I'm hearing Austin Butler is going to be the Human Torch. So we'll see. Are they scrapping the Batman trilogy? You know, it's a very high possibility that Batman might be the Batman in James Gunn's. And it's hard to say because James Gunn wasn't around, but there is a possibility. Enzo says, I'm still definitely worried about the upcoming DCU live-action connected universe to be jokes about comedy all day. I want to upcoming DCU live-action centered universe to be serious and dark. And I think a lot of it will be. Superman and Batman by nature are dark stories. The Suicide Squad wasn't. That's why James Gunn was perfect to direct it, but that's also why James Gunn won't be directing Superman. And I feel like he probably has the foresight to know that. He's not going to be directing a Superman or a Batman movie. He's going to find somebody else to direct it. His job is to tie it together. You know, how many projects has Kevin Feige personally directed in the MCU? Not a whole lot, if any. Cosmic Culture, my fan casting Superman, David Krenswent for Wonder Woman. He has a Gonzalez for Batman, Jacob Elordi for Cyborg, John Boyega for The Flash. Interesting. I'm curious to see what direction they go with. James Gunn might want to find some less famous people. But, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty star-studded cast. He literally had Vin Diesel doing Groot, which anybody could have done Groot. He could have done Groot. So, we'll see. They should definitely do Batman Beyond. Oh, I'm for sure. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves either. The reality of it is they need to start. Go back to 2008 when we started the MCU. We had Iron Man and Captain America. The staples. I guess they weren't even technically the staples. The staples of the MCU, not necessarily the staples of Marvel Comics. But we need to start over with Batman and Superman. Right? The counterparts for modern day Iron Man and Captain America. We need to go back and say, you know what? This is what we're doing. I'll probably watch all of the DC movies next year, but I will watch them with a smile knowing that that's the end of the DCEU because I am ready for it to be done. Feige has directed exactly 0 MCU movies. This is accurate. He's produced them all. Batman Beyond should be way down the line. Exactly true. Cosmic Culture, did you know that Linda Carter is Latina? I don't think I knew that. I might have been able to guess it. But no, I didn't know that. In 2008, we had Iron Man and the Hulk. Then we got Thor and Cap. Yeah, I'm talking about the beginning of the MCU, which started in 2008. Technically, the Hulk was or is a part of the MCU, but it's pretty largely considered that Iron Man is the beginning of the MCU. Captain America and Iron Man start off the whole thing. Whole thing ends in the first phase with Captain America and Iron Man. So I saw Avatar Way of Water in IMAX 3D format to experience it to the fullest. What did you think, Vincent? Did you like it? Is Channing Tatum going to play Gambit in Deadpool 3? There's a real possibility that he could. Did I like Wakanda Forever? Yes. It's probably middle ground for my favorite Phase 4 projects. Wasn't the best movie, wasn't the worst movie. Strong. It was a difficult situation, and I've talked about it at length. But yeah, absolutely. Kmart, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. I already actually read something that you said, but I'm saying hi anyway. Who's excited for Christmas? Anybody? Or the holidays? I personally celebrate Christmas, but Merry Christmas regardless. You can have a happy Christmas even if you don't celebrate it, I suppose. You can still enjoy the day. I liked it. Some scenes of the movie, like a cutscene from a video game. Huh. Kind of weird. Why did the Power Rangers 2017 sequel get canceled? I have no idea. What do I want to see out of the new Superman movie? Building. I don't actually care specifically what Spider-Man looks like, what he does, what he acts, where he's from. I want to see a strong beginning. I want to see story. I want to see depth. I probably want to see a little bit of tragedy because it's Superman and it's DC. And I want to see a powerful, strong Superman. I don't care what color his suit is or who the bad guy is. I want some actual Superman storyline. And hopefully that's something that we get. Oh, you enjoyed Avatar. That's good. I've heard a lot of good things about Avatar. Not really any specific details, truth be told. Am I excited for X-Men in the MCU? I am, but it's going to be a minute away. X-Men's going to be kind of redoing the old X-Men storyline throughout the end of Phase 6. And then Phase 7, we're going to pick up and start getting some new X-Men. Can we get a young Superman? Not only can we are getting a young Superman. After Henry Cavill put out his letter, James Gunn did a whole long tweet thread. And in it, he said, I've already started writing the new Superman movie. I'm looking for a director, and it's going to be focused on a young Superman. Done. Young Superman. I have no clue. I haven't thought about casting for DC at all right now. So if somebody asks me, I don't actually have any thought towards it. Fan casting's a lot of fun, but it's really not a priority in my mind. If I sat down and looked and thought to myself, who would I cast as Batman? I could probably come up with a name, but off the top of my head, I don't have anybody for any role at the moment. I think Gunn will go the Smallville route. I don't think so. I think he's going to do something new. I think we're going to be getting something new, guys. That's my opinion on the matter. Wakanda Black Trauma Forever. Oof. Not cool. I think Gunn will go the Smallville. I read that. There were 2 scenes from Avatar 2 that almost made me cry. Well, that's good. Emotion is an important element to any type of theater. Whether it's Broadway or whether it's a big, huge action movie, emotion is what really drives success, I feel. So if you're feeling emotion, whether it's laughing, crying, romantic, pick, you're gonna have a successful movie on your hand. It's the movies that don't produce any type of emotion that typically don't do super well. The Dapes says, Christmas! Will you be looking forward to the future Justice League movie that'll probably be made with the new DCU? I'm super excited for DC right now. Absolutely. Yeah, you didn't win a Christmas prize, Kmart. This has been an issue plaguing YouTube for a long time. Anybody's familiar with the Cosmic Wonders channel, he's had this issue for a very long time. People steal the logo and then they send bots in to try to freaking convince people. You'll know specifically if it's me because my name's Cosmic Culture. And their names is something like text my WhatsApp. Well, I don't even have WhatsApp. I'm very sorry. Typically, or in the past, my channel has been too small for this to really be an issue. So A, I guess good news, the channel's getting bigger. That I'm starting to get targeted by bots. But B, there's not much I could do. Every time I do see it, I go in and I block the users. But they just create new accounts. So I'm very sorry. Nobody, I'm not doing any giveaways at the moment. You guys will know. All giveaway news will happen in a video. Or I'll go live. You'll know. It won't be like oh, is this real? You'll know it's real. When we're going to see the second trailer of Ant-Man and the Wasp 3? I don't know. Probably pretty soon, I would bet. Yeah, it was a bot, Kmart. I'm sorry. Just found out that Pokemon anime are going to do a new season without Ash. Yeah, his last ever episode is coming up really soon, and then they're going to move on and not include him, which is kind of wild if you think about it. 22 years maybe? Maybe just 20. 2003. 1990, was it 1993 or 1991? Either way, it's either 20 or 23. I got commented by the same bot twice in one of your videos. Well, there you go. They don't know. It's an algorithm. It just sends it out to everybody that comments. So DC has animated movies in continuity with Justice League War ending with Justice League Dark. Apocalypse, it ends with Flash resetting the timeline. Could this be how the Flash movie resets the timeline? I hope not. I hope they just start over. I don't need an ending for the DCEU. I just want it to be done. That's my honest feelings. 25 years of Ash. So 1989? No, that's wrong. 25 years. That means 93. No? What the heck? 89, 98, 98, 98. I'm so bad at this. Did you see where Sony is doing a Marvel movie about another one-off villain named Hypno Hustler? I was talking to Warren at Cosmic Wonder about this. I'm personally not super stoked for this. He's a D-list villain at best. He kind of dumb. He looks kind of dumb. He acts kind of dumb. I will have a hard time getting behind that one. I read the plot synopsis for Apocalypse War movie. It's flippin' depressing. Yeah, DC's pretty depressing. But yeah, I saw it. Childish Gambino coming in to play some villains. I think he's well cast for it because he's kind of goofy and funny. But I'm just not looking for goofy and funny right now. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't necessarily need dark depression and death. But yeah, that's my opinion on that one. The rumor is January 2nd for a trailer. I haven't heard that rumor yet, the talk. But yeah. Absolutely. But yes, Ash Ketchum is done being the star of Pokemon. Wonder who will do it next. Probably Plant Mayo. Sony should just give up, honestly. I mean, they've got some cool stuff coming. We can talk about Sony for a second. Sony's got a lot of cool stuff in the works. You know, with the Spider-Geddon they're headed towards. Across the Spider-Verse is really cool. They're working on Kraven, which is screen testing really, really well right now. And then the whole No Way Home, opening up the Spider-Verse and some cool stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Sony just hasn't really been able to put the pieces together. And it's the kind of thing that they have all this potential, but they never execute. So the stories sound like they're going to be really good. And then when we get there, they're garbage. And it's over and over and over and over again. Yeah, Dapes, no more Ash. They're finishing the Ash Ketchum storyline. He's getting his last episode ever very soon. People did not like Venom Let There Be Carnage because it was or Let There Be Carnage. I said garbage. Venom Let There Be Carnage because it was a garbage movie. What would happen if James Gunn took over DC back when the DCEU first started? How would it have affected Marvel Studios and Guardians 1 and 2 were developed by him? You know, who really knows? Because back then, Marvel Studios wasn't even that big. It wasn't as big as it is yet. What did you catch, Bat? What's going on with the Echo? With Echo, I heard it's getting pushed back. I heard it's also getting pushed back. I don't think it's a huge deal. And that's okay. Because I think we need a little breathing room. Kmart says, I'm actually excited for Kraven, but I still think Scott Adkins should have been Kraven. You finally caught a stream of mine. Hello, Bats. Welcome to the live stream, Culture Catch Up, where we talk all of the crazy madness in the news happening here on the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, donate your life savings. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, Bats. Did I watch Stranger Things 4 yet? Y'all are gonna say some wild stuff to the kid who's supposedly a YouTuber about culture. I have not seen Stranger Things 4 yet. And I love Stranger Things. That's the really crazy thing. But apparently I don't love it enough. There have been so many things to watch. And I've been so busy. I have not had a... Because I'm the kind of person that I just want to sit down and I want to watch the whole thing. I want to have a 10-hour block where I'm doing nothing. And I haven't had a 10-hour block in a long time where I could just sit down and watch it. And I'm not willing to stay up until 6 in the morning when I have to wake up early in the morning. So yeah. What are my thoughts on a lot of criticism about Marvel Phase 4, such as the MCU and woke agendas? Can I taste hints of specific comments and statements that have been made? Yes, 100%. There are things that they went with that decision or that sentence or that structure 100% for the purpose of being involved in the inclusivity. Do I think it's a bad thing that they want to include other people who aren't predominantly white males No, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's something to get angry about. I wish it wasn't so obvious, maybe, that it wasn't so clearly directed in a I wish they would just include these moments in these characters without, instead of pushing them, maybe make it a little bit more organic and a little less forced. That would be my real off the cuff without deeply thinking about it, because I tend to avoid all of that. I don't really care. And maybe I'm not involved enough in American politics and I'm not a patriot. It doesn't really bother me. If you want to go and do a thing or believe in a thing, go do and believe in a thing. I just wish that Disney was a little bit more, not secretive, that's the wrong word, but discreet maybe. A little more organic with the way that they did it. You know, if they want to add more women heroes or more characters of color or give stories, perspectives of people from around the world with different nationalities, religions, beliefs, go for it. You know, I've seen enough white people wearing a cape. I'm okay with that. I'm not bothered by that. I just do wish it was a little less blatant for the sake of the story, for the writing, because it is a little like kind of forced it. Take care, Antonio. Sony needs their own connected universe for sure. Do you agree? Yeah, they're working on it right now, Enzo. But that's my feeling. They made She-Hulk, so if you agree with any part of the show, you're sexist. There you go. That's fair. Pitch Meeting's hilarious. I love Pitch Meeting. I used to watch them. Warren and I, when we were first starting YouTube together, we would literally just sit there and watch all the Pitch Meetings because that guy's hilarious. Absolutely. Not to gain any type of inspiration, just because we thoroughly enjoyed it. It's very funny. Can I explain why Venom 2 wasn't good? Because for me, it felt like a perfect metaphor for the relationship between me and my twin brother. Well, maybe, Vincent, because the majority of people don't have twin brothers to relate it to. I don't have a twin brother to relate it to. Perhaps everybody who had twin brothers liked it. You know what I mean? Just a thought. I've been subscribed for almost a year. I've been subscribed to Warren since the end of 2019. I just haven't been able to catch a stream of yours in a few months. Well, thanks for being around, Bats. Thank you for supporting me and Warren. Both channels. Just whenever you get a chance, leave a comment and I'll be sure to see it. And I'm pretty good about replying to a lot of comments. So imagine if the Sony and Universal gave all the rights back to Marvel 2012. Could we have gotten Fantastic Four and X-Men in the Infinity Saga? If we did, we wouldn't have them now. We have some excitement now. Everybody say hello to Miss Allie, who's sitting far behind me.
What's up, guys?
With a Diet Coke.
Cheers.
Cheers. And they get at the door.
He being so bad.
Well, let's not let him in while I'm live streaming then if he being so bad. Maybe. Just a thought. No, he's not. Okay. Kmart says hello, Allie. Browser Jr. says hello. I want a Green Arrow movie for this new DCU, but I don't see it happening. I wouldn't be too far ahead of yourself. I think we're going to be getting lots of characters. Hopefully this one can take off and it won't be dead in the water. The problem is there are so many critics out there for superhero movies now. It's not easy to just show up and be a good DC or good superhero movie. Peacemaker done? I don't know. I would assume. They're barely gonna hear you yelling. Much less.
What up, Davies?
I made a 70 on my anatomy and government finals. Good job.
Way to go, Vincent.
70's passing.
I didn't pass anatomy.
No, she didn't.
So good job.
I would say probably Peacemaker should be done. I think just because James Gunn did Peacemaker isn't a reason why it should stay. I think James Gunn has to make the hard decision with that, make the hard decision with everybody else. If DCU does a Green Arrow movie, they need to cast Charlie Hunnam. I'm not into DC, but I would be interested if they made a solo Dr. Fate movie with the same actor who played him in Black Adam. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say probably not going to happen. The Rock.
Just dreams.
The Rock unfollowed Black Adam on Instagram and Twitter yesterday.
I wonder how his feelings are.
I mean, he spent 12 years and a lot of time and money on this movie. And it's hard. It's rough. I understand why, and I've been saying this whole time. It's the right thing to do. It is just rough for the people that we like to see, like Henry Cavill or even Zachary Levi or all these different characters. But they say rip then. It's true, though. We got to move on. It's done. It's over. They're gone. Skaboosh. Time for something new. Doctor Doom needs to be bad for Phase 7. Cameo in Secret Wars like Thanos. Yeah, that'd be super cool. I'd be all about that. Do you know how to record an entire movie or show without getting the black screen? No.
Black screen?
That's illegal, sassy pants. I don't know how to do that. Henry Cavill not returning as Superman hurts, but for the long run, it's for the DCU, it's better. And I agree 1,000,000% with that comment. And I'm also going to say for Henry Cavill, it's going to be better, ultimately. I think he needed to be done with Superman. I don't think it's something he needed to continue doing. I think it was right for them to part ways. Maybe since he's done it, Black Adam, he'll come back to WWE. I mean, he's over 50 now, the Dapes. I think he's probably done with that, too. I think he's good to just go eat some brownies and stop being The Rock for a little bit. I think he's probably good to just go live in his little mansion in Hawaii and just hang out. He could take a rest. There's not much left for him to do. He's done it all. Unless he wants to come be my friend, then he can do that too. He can have my bed. I'll sleep next to him. You're on the futon.
Okay, then.
Would we get Galactus as the big bad for the MCU after the Mutants saga? That would be pretty wild. You asked for YouTube purposes. Well, I've not ever recorded a movie. I usually just look for clips on YouTube and record them from there. That'll cost you $5. A little nugget from me. I'm just waiting for the announcement that Cavill is playing Hyperion. No, I think he's probably not going to go to the MCU. Maybe he will just to stick it to DC, but I don't think he will. He's doing a whole new cinematic universe with some video game that I've never played. God of War. Is that what it was? God of War or something? Don't forget to ask.
Hammer. Something Warhammer.
God of Warhammer. I don't remember what it was. I have not played the game.
Hammer.
Whatever the game is, I haven't played it. But he's doing some cinematic universe over there. But I don't know. I wouldn't expect to see him come play some role in the MCU. But I wouldn't be opposed to it either. It's hard to say about moving on. We're not even 100% sure that Phase 7, 6, or 7, 8, and 9 are the Mutants saga. You know, that's just what we're hearing. They might not even really know. Although Feige has said that they got movies out to 2032 planned, which sounds like the next two phases at the rate we're going and the speed we're going. But it's hard to say. So yeah, absolutely a possibility that Galactus could be introduced, but not necessarily a requirement. Don't forget to ask Allie questions. She'll get sad if you don't. And then I'll have to look at her being sad.
I'm here for the impressions in the background.
I did see Austin Butler as Johnny Storm, and I think that would be okay. Not the best, not the worst. A Deadpool question. Did he always break the fourth wall? Like, was it part of his mutant power, or did he, like, learn? It's a good question. I don't know if there's a direct answer to that. If you've ever read any Deadpool comics, in the comic books, there's boxes around his head. And one's his mentality, and one is, like, this almost schizophrenic mentality. And it's usually a box, an actual cube with red highlight and then the words. And that's, like, this outer psyche. And I think that's kind of a big part of it. Deadpool's also just a lot of fun, so he gets away with stuff like that because nobody cares.
What's up, Love Life? Mrs. Minutes.
Let me see if there's one right here. So, this is a Deadpool comic, my favorite comic in the world. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. If you look and you see these red boxes, they're over here. These red boxes. That's not actually Deadpool's controllable mind, if that makes any sense. there are like thoughts that control him, almost schizophrenic, almost not bipolar necessarily, but
Davies knows what kind of questions to ask.
Ali, are you sad that Baby Groot is gone? Well, you can answer that in a second. So yeah, I think that his mentality and this id that kind of controls him is definitely a part of that. I actually just read that comic. It's pretty good, isn't it, Kmart? Go ahead, answer Davy's question.
Of course, I'm upset that Baby Groot is gone. He's the best part of Groot. But I'm also just very sad for the next Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, as much as I'm looking forward to seeing another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, this is not the one that I wanted to be. Yeah. Very, very sad.
What'd you think about the comic, Kmart?
Deadpool's the best.
Freaking I
Right
love
under
Deadpool.
Groot, that is.
Freaking I love Deadpool. He's gonna kill Taskmaster. He's gonna kill some others. He's gonna kill the people. That's him killing Professor X.
Snap, crackle, pop.
No, you know how he kills Professor X?
Me?
No,
No, me either, Davies.
the way he kills Professor X is Professor X uses his telekinesis to try to go inside his mind. He comes out and he said, "I never knew," and then his brain starts bleeding. I see the way Rocket can survive Guardians 3, but it's probably unlikely. I mean, yeah, it's probably unlikely. I think we're going to get a few deaths. Groot might be one of them.
Why?
I don't know, just to piss you off. You need that comic? It's a fantastic comic. And then if you look right here on the wall in the frame, that's New Mutants number 98, which is the first ever appearance of Deadpool.
And then if you look right here on the wall, that's Deadpool on a card.
It's actually the cover of a comic book.
Yeah, I know. And then if you look underneath that where you can't see. Oh, you can see. There. Nope. There. That's my meow book.
Oh, gosh.
It's got all the kitty cats in there.
Isn't Groot essentially immortal? So Groot's a hive mind. And James Gunn actually confirmed this. That Baby Groot and all Groots we've seen since the first one is not the same as that Groot. It's a different Groot. So the Groot that died in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 would actually be considered Baby Groot's dad. Because he was born from his spores.
Spores, that is.
Well, it's like if a tree drops an acorn and a tree grows from that acorn.
And says, I am Groot, I am Groot.
Shut up. Would you say that that's the same tree, or would you say that that's that tree's baby?
It's the tree's baby, but
Okay,
I
well,
don't
so
wanna-
it's the same concept. That Groot died, and they all have the same mind. They have a hive mind, is what it's referred to as. So all Groots have the same brain, the same central system. And that's how Groot works. So yes, Groot is essentially immortal because it's a hive mind, just like symbiotes are a hive mind.
Beehive mind?
If 3 people say yes, we're ejecting Allie from the stream. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy should be known as Guardians of Emotional Damage. I don't know how to feel about that. Well, that's how it is. Kmart says, I'm subscribed to Marvel Unlimited and have been getting caught up on a bunch of comics. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe was the first one I read, and the way he kills some of the heroes is just crazy. Yes, it is pretty crazy. New Mutants was good. I actually liked New Mutants. I thought it was a lot of fun. Captain America, Sam Wilson, Shang-Chi, Black Panther, Shuri, big roles in King Dynasty, I've heard. Yeah.
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 Is that what that kid says?
Yeah, when you get hit in the head with basketball.
Yeah.
I actually saw a TikTok not too long ago, Where Are They Now? And it was like him. He's just like a normal person, but everybody that sees him just goes, yeah! He like hates his life. Shut up, Tricky. He said no. What comic are you going to read next, Kate? Mart, 1986.
Felix wants to be on stream.
He does so bad. Aaron Taylor Johnson as DCU Batman. Unlikely. I'm going to go ahead and say unlikely. Do I think Hugh Jackman will stick around for Secret Wars? Yes. Yes, I do. I didn't like the New Mutants movie. It felt like a CW DC show. Too much drama, little action. Yeah. But I think it was supposed to be like a mental thriller, which is what they were going for. And I don't think it was necessarily executed, but I thought it was fun. I think an amazing comic series to base a probable Midnight Suns movie on is the Doctor Strange Damnation series. If they don't want to do the Lilith storyline since it's been done so many times. Yeah, that'd be really fun. It was fun to catch a stream again. Looking forward to the next daily update, but there is football to be watched, so I gotta head out. Bye, everybody. Take care, Dapes. I'm actually currently reading The Death of Doctor Strange. That's a good one. Death of Doctor Strange. It's kind of a creepy one. Hugh Jackman will be the main MC Wolverine until Secret Wars. Hopefully we get Taron Egerton after that. I don't think it's going to be Taron Egerton.
Really?
No. I'd like for it to be, but I don't think it's going to be. No. Definitely not going to be Daniel Radcliffe.
Such a bad one.
We'll probably end up being Venom. Tom Hardy. Let's be honest. It's going to be Tom Hardy. If it's going to be somebody we know, it's going to be Tom Hardy. I'd rather they just got somebody we didn't know. That's my opinion on that. You're answering the next question. Chris, there's something different about me. What, Black Loki?
Your hat is not black.
Nope, that's not it. Hello, beautiful people. How's it hanging?
What's going on, Black Loki?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Black Loki here on the stream. Cosmic Culture, I hope we get Superman, Man of Tomorrow in the DCU. Ooh, that's a fun storyline. Allie doesn't know pretty much anything about DC. Name 5 DC characters. Batman. Superman. Come on.
Okay. Every single time I get asked a question, my mind goes flippin' blank.
Well, unflippin' blank him. Robin.
Ah.
2 more.
We've been talking about everybody.
Yeah, I literally named them like every character already. 2 more DC characters. We have Batman, Robin, and Superman.
Oh, come on. I can't think of any right now.
This is why she does Marvel Minute News.
The Joker?
Joker is a DC character. So far, she's very well versed in Batman. Are there any MCU projects that I don't think necessarily need to be made?
Harley Quinn by Ader.
Harley Quinn. That's 5. She loves Batman and she knows who Superman is. Good job.
Well, because my whole mind was wrapped around Harley Quinn, but I didn't want to say it.
Well, you said it. Probably. There are probably some stuff that doesn't need to be made, but...
Princeton is doing really good. He's napping right now. He's made so much progress with potty training. Nice.
Very good. I'm sorry. If I put fresh fruit and ice cream in a blender, what happens when I get the milk from the fridge freezer?
It's frozen.
Yeah, probably Iron Man 2008. That's my favorite. I always think back to that one. Anytime anybody asks, it's the one I've watched the most. I could watch it every day. Really enjoy it. It's just the truth of it. I am Hugh Jackman. Will not be main MCU Wolverine. Yeah, no, he shan't be. I can't think of any specific project that's happening in the MCU that doesn't need to happen. But I'm sure there are projects, storylines like the Echo and all the Daredevil stuff that doesn't have any real centric purposes to the MCU. But, I mean, if you like Daredevil and Echo, then you're going to be excited about it. So that's the thing. It's kind of all to the eyes of the beholder. Some people don't give a crap about the Fantastic Four. The majority of people do. But, you know, it's kind of how it is.
You never...
Again, some people like all the Agatha, House of Harkness, the mystical side. Is it necessary? Probably not. But it's also just as likely that that's how Mephisto is going to get introduced to the MCU. And that's something that everybody wants if you want to get to Midnight Suns and if you want to continue on this way and if you want to have that and Ironheart and this and that. So it all connects one way or another. Necessity is biased, so it's hard to say. Chris, have you read Wolverine versus the X-Men by Jason Aaron and art by Daniel Acuna and Jeff Heftapalo? Story centered on the X-Men fighting and more enraged Wolverine. No, I don't think I have read that one, Andrew. Very detailed on the explanation of the comic. Thank you. All right, we're going to do this. We've come to the end of the stream. I'm going to give you a couple seconds, minute, to throw in your last questions for I or Allie. This was a fun stream, guys. There's so much going on right now. We went from kind of nothing happening to both DC and Marvel kind of exploding with news. So if you haven't subscribed, I saw a couple people subscribe during the stream. Thank you. If you're interested in getting some cool stickers, feel free to become a member. If you are interested in getting notifications, turn on the notification bell. Otherwise, everybody have an absolutely glorious day. All of the best wishes and love coming from Allie and Chris.
Everybody have happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yeah, this probably might do like a New Year stream thing, but this is probably the last stream until next year.
January.
Bowser Jr. says, personally, I don't think Spider-Man Freshman Year, X-Men 97, Echo, Agatha, Chaos, House of Harkness, and What If Season 3 need to be made, in your opinion? Yeah, no, they're very true. They probably don't need to be made whatsoever. But
I think it keeps people occupied.
I think that they honestly probably need to do a little less and head into that directions. So that's pretty cool. I have no questions for you, but hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Kmart, for being involved in the stream and commenting on every single video I post. Always appreciate hearing what you think. And it's fun because sometimes you don't even agree with what I'm saying, but you're still very kind and respectful about it, so I do appreciate that. Do I think James Gunn will direct the Superman movie that he is writing? No, he's currently said that he is looking for a director, so I don't think he's going to direct it. He is writing it, so the writing it means point A to point B, and then all of the directing stuff in the middle is going to be whoever he finds to direct it. Based off of what he said, it sounds like he is looking for a director. Hunter says, Cosmic Culture, I think the new DCU, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Batman are going to 2 to 3 year in the crime fighting. Absolutely, and I hope that that's the case. Do I think the Flash movie will make a profit next year? Hard to say for me without an actual trailer. I agree. It's really hard to say. I know the budget was pretty high on that one, but I think if enough people watch it and enjoy it, it could do pretty well. At the very least, it'll make some money. Maybe not tons and tons of billions of dollars, but maybe. Bowser says, have a good day. And I say, have a good day.
Bye,
to all,
guys.
have a good time. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to comment, say hi.